Imagine pulling off the unthinkable, stealing a police car. Now picture that audacious act spiraling into a catastrophic mess. This is the story of Jack, an individual far from ordinary, a man with skills so unusual they can't be classified as talents. Jack, our protagonist, is a small-time crook with a strange obsession with grand theft auto. Over time, he has managed to lift everything from an immaculate vintage Cadillac to the most modern, sleek sports cars. But nothing in his career of crime could have prepared him or us for the jaw-dropping spectacle that was about to unfold. Jack's life was one insane roller coaster ride, a series of audacious escapades, and narrow escapes from the clutches of the law. His prowess in car theft was not out of need but a perverse thrill and sense of achievement. For Jack, the adrenaline rush and the satisfaction of outwitting the system were the ultimate high. Jack was no stranger to the city's darker side. He was familiar with every hidden alley, every shortcut, every loophole in the city's security. His reputation in the city's criminal circles was infamous, but Jack wasn't the type to bask in past successes. He was always on the lookout for the next audacious challenge, the ensuing thrilling pursuit. And then, Jack set his eyes on the most unimaginable target, the symbol of law and itself, a police car. Not just any regular patrol car, but a high-tech, state-of-the-art, fully equipped police cruiser. It was a daredevil's dream and a worst-case scenario for law enforcement. The thought was ludicrous, maybe even insane, but that's what made it irresistible to Jack. It was a challenge like no other, a chance to pit himself against the very forces designed to catch him, a chance to prove that he was the best in the game. But on February 6th, 2024, our audacious thief would make a decision that would alter his life forever. Want to know what happened next? Tune to our channel. Don't forget to subscribe for more such mind-boggling stories and intriguing facts. The day started like any other, but our thief had his eyes on a new prize. Our protagonist, if you can call him that, spotted an unattended police car parked at the side of a bustling street. It was as if the universe had aligned the stars just for him. A latent opportunity, a daring challenge, and a wild adrenaline rush all wrapped into one. The police car, a symbol of authority and security, sat there unsuspecting, just another part of the urban landscape. But to our thief, it was a tantalizing target. He approached the car with an air of casual nonchalance, blending seamlessly with the hustle and bustle of the city. No one would suspect him. Not yet, at least. His heart pounded in his chest as he surveyed the vehicle. He was no stranger to car theft, but this was different. This was a gamble of a whole different magnitude. But the thrill was irresistible, like a moth drawn to a flame. He couldn't resist the allure of the forbidden. He was quick, nimble, and efficient. Years of experience had honed his skills to a fine point. The lock clicked open, an invitation to the dance of danger. Sliding into the driver's seat, he was enveloped by the faintly familiar scent of the car's interior. It was a blend of coffee, cold sweat, and the unmistakable hint of danger. His hand danced over the console, tracing the contours of the dashboard before finding its way to the ignition. He inserted a jimmied key into the slot. The car remained silent for a heartbeat, and then another. Then, just as the dread of failure began to creep into his gut, the engine growled to life. The sound was a symphony to his ears, a testament to his audacity. His hands gripped the steering wheel, the leather cool against his sweaty palms. The car's headlights cut through the dimness, a beacon announcing the beginning of an unimaginable journey. As the police car roared to life, our thief couldn't have known the chaos he was about to unleash. As the police car sped away, the alarm was raised. The chase was on. In a blink, the city was alive with the sound of sirens. From every corner, law enforcement sprang into action. A stolen police car isn't a common occurrence, and it was all hands on deck. The police scanner crackled with the rapid-fire exchange of information. The thief, now the pursued, had kicked the hornet's nest. The thief, unfamiliar with the beast he'd stolen, struggled to navigate the powerful machine. The police car, while built for speed, was not built for the untrained. The road became a treacherous obstacle course, the cityscape blurring past in a whirl of adrenaline and fear. Meanwhile, the police response was swift and coordinated. Patrol cars swarmed the streets, helicopters took to the skies, and strategic roadblocks were set up. The stolen vehicle was a beacon, impossible to hide, even in the city's labyrinthine streets. GPS tracking, a standard feature in all police vehicles, ensured that the stolen car's every move was monitored. Every turn the thief took, every desperate bid for freedom only tightened the noose. The police, well-versed in the art of pursuit, were relentless. They knew the city like the back of their hand. They knew the thief had nowhere to run. Let's not forget the thief's panic. The headlights of his pursuers looming in the rearview mirror, the incessant wail of sirens, the relentless chatter of the police radio. It was a symphony of impending doom. The thief's heart pounded in sync with the revving engine, the bitter taste of regret lingering on his tongue. As the pursuit wore on, the thief's options dwindled. The city limits loomed ahead, the open road a tantalizing promise of escape. But escape was a luxury he could not afford. The law had him in its sights, and it was closing in. Despite his best efforts, our thief was about to learn that you can't outrun the law. Cornered and desperate, our thief made one last attempt to escape. As the ominous net of law enforcement closed in, the thief, driven by a cocktail of fear and adrenaline, made the decision to risk it all. His foot slammed down on the accelerator, the stolen police car roaring to life, its sirens wailing and lights flashing in a twisted parody of authority. The city streets became a blur of motion, the thief weaving through traffic with a reckless disregard for safety, his heart pounding in sync with the rhythmic flashing of the stolen car's lights. Pedestrians scattered, their screams swallowed by the deafening roar of the engine. He pushed the stolen vehicle to its limits, swerving around corners with a wild abandon that left trails of rubber on the asphalt. The pursuing police cars struggled to keep up, their sirens adding to the cacophony of the chase. A traffic light turned red ahead, but the thief didn't slow down. In fact, he seemed to speed up, his eyes wild with desperation. He raced through the intersection just as a semi-truck thundered into view, its horn blaring a warning that was too late. Metal met metal in a horrifying symphony of destruction. The stolen police car spun out of control, colliding with other vehicles in a domino effect of chaos. The thief, trapped in the mangled remains of the car, could only watch as the world spun around him in a dizzying whirl of destruction. When the dust finally settled, the scene was one of utter devastation. Cars were strewn across the intersection like discarded toys, their occupants dazed and shocked. The stolen police car, once a symbol of authority and control, lay in a twisted heap of metal and glass. In a mangled heap of metal and glass, the chase had come to a devastating end. In the aftermath of the chaos, the consequences of our thief's actions were laid bare. The dust had settled, the sirens faded into the distance, and the once bustling city street was left eerily quiet. The stolen police car, now nothing more than a mangled heap of twisted metal and shattered glass, served as a stark reminder of the reckless pursuit that had unfolded just hours earlier. As the dawn broke, the thief found himself under the harsh glare of the law. His audacious attempt to steal a police car had ended not with the thrill of freedom, but with the cold, hard reality of handcuffs in a jail cell. The long arm of the law had finally caught up with him, and he was left to face the consequences of his actions. The damage caused by the thief's reckless escapade was extensive. The stolen police car was totaled, several other vehicles were damaged, and property along the street bore the scars of the high-speed chase. The cost of the damage ran into the tens of thousands, a debt that the thief would be required to repay. The public reaction to the incident was one of shock and disbelief. The audacity of the act, the brazen defiance of the law, and the sheer recklessness of the thief had left many in the community shaken. But it also served as a stark reminder of the consequences of crime. It was a clear demonstration that crime, no matter how thrilling it may seem in the moment, always comes with a price. In an audacious act of theft, one man's reckless pursuit of thrill had led to disaster. His actions had caused damage, fear, and shock. But they had also served as a powerful reminder of the consequences of crime. In the end, his quest for thrill had brought him nothing but trouble. Remember, crime doesn't pay.